Here we go.
Well, my friends, here we are. They said it would never happen. Me and Trisha making a podcast. And frankly, I thought they were right for a while.
So we have to remember that last year, it was surprising to see these two in a podcast together. They really built up the whole frenemies. But to me, I kind of thought it was tongue-in-cheek on Ethan's part, whereas Trisha was very dramatic about their interactions. Now, with me, I think that Trisha is a troll, the ultimate troll. I don't take anything she says seriously, so let's just go on from here.
But let me explain, first of all, what brings us to here, which is a pairing of very bizarre. I've been wanting to make a podcast with like another comedian for a while, and I don't mean that to compliment you.
I believe that too with Ethan, that he did want to do a podcast with another personality. What makes it more believable is now you see that he has a podcast with Hassan, a political podcast. So I can see that he was floating around with the idea of adding somebody on the H3H3 podcast.
I think I mean like two big personalities.
Mm-hmm.
And in my mind, when I kept trying to think of people to do it with, I always thought, me and Trisha have a really funny chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
On all of your visits.
Right. Well.
And that is so true. I don't know how many of you guys are familiar with Trisha when she was on the H3 podcast just to be interviewed. You would have thought they had this hatred for each other, but as soon as she got on the podcast, it had a nice kind of playful feel. He was right. They did have a chemistry. They played really well off of each other. But the fact that they made it into a podcast of their own is on another level. The first time she was on the podcast, Ethan did do some things you could see, tick off Trisha or piss Trisha off. The one that really comes to mind is when he broadcasted how much she made on one of her YouTube videos.
So, if you are in fact making money on that video, does it change any of the claims that people
No, because here's the thing.
Because you were even on the doctors on television saying, "Oh, I don't even make money from that video."
Yeah.
But you do.
I don't. I'm going to show you. I don't. I make no money off AdSense. Why do you think I do Patreon and show my pussy? I make no money.
Well, it supplements your income, obviously. But this video has to download.
I am. Oh, my God. So aggressive.
I got to turn down.
Okay, now what do I do? It says get started.
Okay.
Log in.
Yeah.
There, you're in.
Okay.
Now click that. Click your main channel.
Okay.
Okay, you're in.
Oh my gosh.
Now go to that video.
How do I do? You do it.
Okay, I'm not trying to expose anything that's private, but
it's
here.
all demonetized.
Hold on. Where is it? Apology, and then it's coming up regarding I am transgender. 3 million views, green icon, monetized, and I'm going to tell you exactly how much money she made. She made $8,000 from that video.
Ethan told her to prove it, and it turned out he was right. She was making money off of that video.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, fuck it. Let's just do it like that. Let's do it live. Fuck it.
So Ethan has sound drops on his official H3 podcast. He has a sound guy named Zach who kind of takes clips from other forms of media and drops it on the podcast. So right now, Ethan is just trying to copy that.
No. We'll do it live! Fuck it!
And this is the first time it was obvious that there was no sound drops on Frenemies, which we later find out that Trisha said she did not want to have any sound drops. She didn't like it.
This amazing artist named Inky Witch. I actually met her ironically.
Bitch! Jesus, Zach, what the fuck? Zach, what the fuck is wrong with you? That was so inappropriate. That's why I'm laughing. Zach, that was so fucked up. Zach, what the fuck? That was not... I'm laughing because of how I'm not laughing. That was so inappropriate. The timing of that was just not okay, Zach. What the fuck is wrong with you, dude? I'm sorry, Trisha. I'm laughing, but not. I'm laughing at how obscene that timing was, and not. That's not appropriate.
I kind of agreed with Trisha on this part just because it made Frenemies different from all the other podcasts that H3 had going on. They had H3 After Dark and then Off the Rails. The fact there was no drops, I really didn't even notice it until Trisha brought it up. Yeah, I think that was a good addition or a suggestion that Trisha had. Because after a while, you couldn't tell the difference between any of the other shows.
Oh, but this isn't live, though.
Okay, right there, Trisha's a joker because she just had to get that out that it isn't live. Even though Ethan kind of made it to me like an off-the-cuff remark, she has this tendency to make sure to catch Ethan in whatever kind of lie or whatever it is. But she had to just say, no, it's not live.
Oh.
No, it's just
Okay.
still.
Yeah, no, this is also take two, so I feel very nervous. Like, I feel like I fucked up. Like,
This isn't take two.
No, we did an intro already, and now we're doing a second intro because of technical difficulties. Now I'm nervous because I feel like I fucked up the first one.
You were
so
nervous the first time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't want to make the same
God,
jokes. So I think
dude.
you're
We did it.
restarting it.
Oh my
Not that I
God,
made
dude.
jokes.
See, right there, Ethan said this isn't take two, and it fact is a take two because Trisha is now going to let everybody know that this is the second time they're doing the intro. And again, she has to put everybody on blast. So even now we see that they have the ability to edit and redo and do things over again, which of course is obvious, but she has to kind of point that out. And this is the first episode.
I'm just saying, like, it's just awkward now. I'm like, oh, did I say something wrong? Like,
This podcast is a disaster.
I think Ethan is just playing it up right now because I don't know, it's kind of funny to me. His attitude. I just take it for jokes. You know, it's funny. To me, it's like he's pretending to be upset.
Listen, Trisha, why are you so stressed? We've done
I
this
don't
before.
know.
Just relax.
I think because before I just always knew, like, it was in and out. Like, it's just like, oh, I'm never going to see these people again. And it's like, you know what I mean? Like,
Oh, you have to see me every week?
yeah.
That I believe. So now she does have the pressure of facing Ethan and Gila again. I think she is a little bit nervous, but I think she handles her nerves really good because, again, to me, I think Trisha is just a troll. Everything she does is very much trolling. So even though she's nervous, like, other people would be nervous and maybe you have a reaction where you're shy and you're reserved or you close off. But I think Trisha has the opposite reaction. So even if she's nervous or embarrassed or angry, she just wants to project and let everybody know. You know, she's not going to hide her feelings.
Because one of my questions for you is, how long do you think it's going to last? Because my thing is like, because with you, I know that like your relationships are very hot and cold.
Mm-hmm.
So Ethan knows what he's getting himself into. Like he said, he knows about her. Her relationships are hot and cold. I think that Ethan can handle Trisha. And even here, when he tells her that her relationships are hot and cold, he kind of knows what to expect. And again, we're not even a minute and 30 seconds into the podcast. And he asks, how long do you think this podcast is going to last? And not because of him wanting to end everything. It's more to do with how Trisha would react.
And so we've built this whole set and table. And I wonder, you know, I wonder how many episodes we make before this whole thing is burned to the ground.
He's the one who invested money into the set. He shows that he's in for the long haul. But at the back of his mind, he is kind of worried about Trisha and how far this podcast will last and if he will make back his investment. I think it's kind of a running joke too, where he mentions again, you know, like, hey, I put a lot of money into the set. He's showing that he really wants this to work.
No, I think what's good about it is it's like we're like The View. You're like Joy Behar, and I'm like Elizabeth Hasselbeck. And even if they fight, they still have to do their job, you know?
I totally agree. And even the way Trisha is setting it up in her mind, how she thinks it's The View, and she's right. All these shows like The View, The Talk, The Real, where they have people of opposing views and you are arguing on set and then it gets real heated and then, oh, time for a commercial break. And then after the commercial break, they're back on the set. And it shouldn't be that you feel like, okay, we are arguing over whatever the topic is and that's it. The show's over. No, that's what people want to see. People want to see that discussion. People want to see people with different views discussing a topic. And you don't have to agree on everything, but it's just that discussion. I mean, the show is called Frenemies, so you expect them at times to be friendly, but at other times to have that kind of back and forth. So she says, like, this is what I think we're doing here, that we are supposed to have different views and that we can discuss it. And then at the end of the day, we're just doing our jobs. We come back and we do another show. So I just want to point out that, and it's just now, can Ethan come on board with her personality?
No. So
I didn't understand that reference, but I trust it's good.
Wait, you don't know The View?
No, I know The View, but I'm not familiar with all the personalities. But that's a good
You don't
point.
know Joy Behar? She's so lib.
So
you would like love her. She's like an old liberal Jewish.
Ding, 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 ding. Because this is her first stereotypical remark. Again, Joy Behar happens to be Jewish. And with her just comparing him to Joy at the beginning, it didn't really mean anything. But now that she has to narrow it down, the fact that she's liberal and Jewish, I don't think that it was necessary to point that out. And that she feels that Ethan would somehow love her just because of that. But we shall see.
What am I? I love libs.
Yeah, you're liberal and Jewish.
So that informs everybody that I'm supposed to like.
Joy Behar is like the leader of the liberal Jewish people.
I generally don't like Jewish people. Does that surprise you? No, I'm kidding.
You always said that you were so like proud Jew.
Yeah, I don't believe that. When Trisha said that he's so like a proud Jew or pro-Jew, I don't know where she got that from. From what I know of Ethan, he jokes about everything. I don't see him just being pro any one thing. And he's not religious, so I don't really know what she meant by that. But again, I think Trisha likes to pick at him. So here's the thing. Ethan pretty much can handle anything. When you dig at him, he's pretty good at letting it roll off his back. The way I see what's going on is Trisha is slowly trying to find his little buttons to push. And he knows her little buttons to push. I like to say he likes to push her buttons. And I feel that she is doing the same to him. And so it's going to take her a moment, but she's going to try and figure out what button she can press for Ethan to get him to have an emotional reaction. Because she likes to do that to people.
What? No, come on. Get out of here.
I love Jewish people. Mm-hmm.
Don't you find it odd to say I love Jewish people just as a general statement?
People do say that. They think it's like weird, like I like fetishize or obsess over Jews, but I just love them.
Right now, I think she's just playing up a character, a bimbo. She's pretending she's ignorant. She doesn't know what's going on. I think Trisha is extremely smart. She is. And people likes to portray her as being dumb or she's stupid. She doesn't know. No, she knows what she's doing. What she's saying is very controversial, but she doesn't care.
What do you love about Jews?
They're so different. Wait, is this a structured podcast or are we just talk?
No, we're just talking.
Oh, okay, so it's not like okay. I don't watch your podcast, but I thought you had like segments because you do like.
Yeah, I don't believe that. She obsesses over things. And so I'm sure at this point she has seen a bunch of H3 podcasts. So her saying here that she doesn't watch it, I don't believe her.
Highlights.
No, I'm not doing segments.
So we're just talking.
Yeah, dude, that's what a podcast is.
Is it?
Okay, but hold on.
Okay.
Let's.
I don't think they want to know about circumcised penis like the first episode. Like I feel like it's an intro. Like, hey, I'm Trish. Like this.
Okay,
is
hi. Well, everybody know. Okay, this is what everyone wants to hear about. Since we've had you on, we had yet again another disastrous episode of The Bachelor, season 2, featuring you. Mm-hmm. We all thought it ended in disaster. Mm-hmm. But now you are dating my brother-in-law. Mm-hmm. Why and how has this happened?
The truth?
Yes, I want the truth. Explain to me why you're dating my brother-in-law. Nobody gives a fuck
Well, obviously you do.
about any of the bullshit you're talking about other than that.
Oh, really?
Why are you dating my brother-in-law?
Can I tell you the truth? Like, honestly?
Yes.
Because, like, at first it was like, I just thought it was just like funny. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be so funny. Like, I just like fuck him. And then like, I'm coming back on the podcast. Like, I fucked your brother.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's it?
I mean, that's how it started for sure.
So Trisha says that she started to see Moses for a joke, just to kind of get back at Ethan and Hila and ha ha ha, just as a joke. So that's what she says. It all started for her as a joke.
So do you usually fuck people out of just to make a joke? It's kind
Yeah.
of...
Oh, no, not always, but like, yeah, like sometimes to be like, oh, I fucked this person. It's like funny.
I don't know what's funny about that, because you are playing with somebody else's emotions just to get back at somebody else. I don't get that.
Mm-hmm.
So you fucked Moses for a joke, but then you found out that he was much more than a joke to you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, so then the joke's on you.
We're going to be buying a house together, so it's a success.
And you guys are... So at first, at first I was like, what's going on? This is all making me very uncomfortable because I kept... Moses kept popping up in your socials and not telling us. So I was like, what the fuck's going on?
I don't know why that. Honestly, I don't know why that. I was like, why don't you just tell them, like...
Well, that I agree with, because he made it way worse by not telling us.
Yeah.
So here we go. Now we hear it here. At that time, Trisha was putting Moses in her social media feeds. And so, of course, Hila, Moses' sister, and Ethan, they're going to be kind of curious of what's going on. Again, as he mentioned, they had a bachelor show that they were involved in, and they were going to do a dating show for Trisha. So all of this concerned them, and they wanted to know what was going on. But you hear it here is that they were asking Moses what's going on, and Moses wasn't giving them a straight answer.
Because we like definitely were like the first 2 weeks of quarantine just attached at the hip.
And I believe this too. I believe that Trisha, because Trisha likes to claim her boyfriends. So I would believe that she would tell Moses, hey, let everybody know that we're dating. And again, maybe because it was really quick in the relationship, I can see why Moses maybe didn't want to broadcast it. But again, if you're on all her social media, that argument becomes pretty mute. If you really wanted to keep it a secret, you wouldn't have had her post it. So once it's posted, you can't be upset that people want to know what's going on. But again, we see that Moses was the one that was playing the games, because he was in between Hila's side and Trisha's side, and he's telling them both different things.
For sure. And then he had a traumatic event at his house. So then he just like, I'm like, we should just stay here forever.
A traumatic event, I think something must have happened to his house where maybe for whatever reason it couldn't be lived in anymore. Maybe it was a flood or fire, who knows. I could see if something happened to Moses' place, and Trisha would probably be like, hey, come stay with me.
And that's what happened. We've had like two, like, well, it's not really breakups, but we've had like two-ish like times where we like stopped talking to each other, but we got back to each other. So
2 times they stopped talking to each other. Drama.
Yeah, you guys had a couple blow-ups.
did we? How do you know?
So even here, when she was like, how do you know? And we're going to find out later on, she texted Ethan. So he knows because you told him.
He said it? Told you?
Yes.
Oh. Okay. You actually were the reason of our first breakup. We weren't dating, but we were.
Yeah,
we
you
were
you made this hysterical video about how I was trying to sabotage your relationship.
Yeah, because in the thing, we watched it together, and I was like, oh my, you're like, oh yeah, you said he was applying as a goof, and I was like, is that true? You applied as a joke?
There you go. Double standard. Why are you offended? See, so that was weird that she blamed that argument on Ethan. It didn't make any sense. She said, you were the reason for our first fight. No, it wasn't. Or I don't know how she's blaming Ethan when it was Moses. Get mad at Moses because Moses said he did it as a goof, but how is that Ethan's fault? And again, you wanted to sleep with him as a goof, so you guys are even.
Yeah, you just said you fucked him as a joke.
Okay,
why are you offended? Like, that seems way worse. He's like, hey, I'm just going to apply as a joke, but then he's like, oh, I like her, and you're like, I'm just going to fuck him as a joke despite them. I mean, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But she laughs it off. In her mind, she still thinks it's Ethan's fault. She's not going to take any kind of accountability. She just kind of laughs it off, and Ethan pretty much brushes it over, but he made a really good point.
Right.
Yes. So how is it that I sabotaged your relationship?
Because that whole episode, like, you just were like, oh, like, I think he's embarrassed that he likes her. Like, it was supposed to be a joke. Like, it was all this stuff where I was thinking, like, oh, is he, like, playing me? Like, you know what I mean? So you ruined it at the beginning.
But that would be when they first met. And if Ethan doesn't even know that they're dating, I could see why he would have that opinion, because as far as he's concerned, they're not dating, or Moses is playing games. And she said she knew, like, she was wondering how come Moses didn't just tell Ethan and Gila that they were dating. So she kind of knew what was going on as far as Moses is concerned. So again, I don't know why she's blaming Ethan for having that impression. I mean, at that point, Ethan was just speculating, but if she is with Moses, I don't see how she's blaming Ethan for Moses not giving her a firm answer. And who knows how soon this was into a relationship. I think she kind of wants a deep commitment from somebody after just a couple of weeks of dating. And anybody who knows about relationships, they will say not to get so heavily invested when you just meet somebody. You're still trying to figure everything out. She acts like everything is such a big betrayal, and maybe they were only dating for 2 months at that point.
I really have to vent. You guys been following The Bachelor.
Oh,
Trisha Paytas was our next bachelorette. Now your brother, we went through the first 2 rounds. We saw a bunch of videos of people that wanted to be with Trisha.
And we told her.
The first season was ruined by lack of integrity in the system. I'm not going to tell you what to do. But if you have a back channel conversation, you have to disclose that to us.
Yes.
You have to tell us. And we need to bring them on the show. I don't want another wild card situation. And then we have your brother, who was going to be the Bachelor before Trisha Paytas.
Mm-hmm.
And I told him the same thing. I said, if you're going to be involved, no shenanigans, no wild card, no DM, no bullshit. You have to tell us everything. And he swore. He said it's all about the show. It's all about making the show better.
Mm-hmm.
And so last time, Trisha goes at the end, you know, I was really hoping that Moses, Hila's brother, was going to apply. Okay. And we said, yeah, we thought he was too.
Because he mentioned to us.
He wanted to do it as a goof. That's what I thought, if I'm being honest, just to spice up the shit.
Right.
But now they've been talking in the DMs apparently, because Trisha in the last episode was like, I really thought he was going to apply. I like him. Okay. So now I find out that they've been talking in the DMs on Instagram.
Next day, the internet comes back up. We open our phones, open Twitter, and this is what we see.
Nobody message us. Your brother,
Nothing.
first of all. I have to tell you that I don't know what he's up to.
Right.
And
I don't know
this
anything.
isn't some inside joke. Like, look at the way he's looking at. So this is what Trisha posted. Look at his face. What is he doing? It's like he's goofing on us. Well, obviously, I immediately go to Moses and I'm like, dude, what the F is this? And he's so cryptic. Now, all of a sudden, he's not telling me what's up.
Yeah.
He's being super cryptic. And like he goes, oh yeah, we hung out a few times. And I go, and I keep pressing, and he will not give it up. So both of these people promised me to keep the bit 100 billion with me.
Yes, they promised.
Like, I'm most disappointed in your brother, Trisha. Whatever we serve at her pleasure. I mean, you don't know which personality is showing up on which day. I'm just happy when she comes in. So, what exactly is he playing to? Also, I don't think that Trisha, she's not conniving. She just wants to fuck Moses. So is Moses playing Trisha and us?
Mm-hmm.
In some weird.
Mm-hmm.
What's he trying to get at? I think he likes her and he won't admit it.
Maybe.
I think your brother actually likes her and he's embarrassed to admit it, which is fine. By the way, I was like, look,
I don't know why he's embarrassed if that's the case.
Well, if they are dating or whatever, she's gonna be pissed when she watches this. So the truth is gonna come out because she's gonna be like, Moses, why are you embarrassed? Why don't you tell them that we're dating? And so now Moses is about to meet one of her nasty personalities they didn't get yet. I will sabotage this relationship. I don't give a fuck. Because you both fucked us, and I don't give a shit right now. Where Moses is grinning into the camera. He's the one holding the phone. He's the one holding the phone. He is complicit in all of this. So you start here, and you go all the way down to tweeting he has bomb-ass dick on Twitter. He's complicit in all of it. He can never say this ran away from him because he took this photo. Mm-hmm. I've grown to like Trisha quite a bit.
Me too, which is why I'm even more upset because I wanted the
this
show
I don't like.
To work out.
This I don't like. I think Moses is putting her up to it too. I think they think it's funny.
Maybe. Who knows?
Trisha and Moses, Hila's brother, and Trisha Paytas, the saga continues.
Oh, yeah.
We're just going to have to get them on a call because this whole thing is just, it's irritating me. And your brother, I have to say, he's so unforthcoming with us that it's irking me. It really is irking me. Because he always goes, oh, it was just, it was the quarantine and my place got broken into and I didn't have anyone to stay with. And I was like, okay. But I know your brother's not like that. Your bro's like self-sufficient. He's not like, oh, can I stay with you? My place got broken into.
Right.
He could stay with us.
Yeah.
You wanted to fuck Trisha. He won't just admit that. He won't just tell me that he wants to fuck Trisha or that he likes her. And then he goes, it's over. And it's not even that I'm upset that they're together. I just want him to tell me what's happening. Mm-hmm. He won't say anything. And that's what's pissing me off about this whole thing.
And then he told us that it was over. And then she still posted a picture with him.
But that's the thing. I don't care if he's fucking her. I just don't know why he's lying to us.
Yeah. He's not really lying. He's not saying the truth.
It's lie by omission.
He's avoiding saying anything. Does she mean that he's living with her? Because that's not what he told us.
Why do you have to post pics on Twitter? Just keep it private. Here she is with Moses.
Yeah.
This is from March 31st. Theodore's aunt is the top comment. Why is nobody telling me what's going on? It's your fucking brother. So we talk to Hila's brother like all the time. He's over our house like every weekend.
Yeah, I knew that.
Except now because of the quarantine, he's not. So
that's his new family. Well, I blame Moses for not telling us what the fuck was up because the whole thing was weird.
He's right. She's nodding, but she doesn't agree.